It has become an Arlington tradition for 49 years. The event almost as big as the Lone Star State itself. It's the annual 4th of July parade with 130 entries. And happy Independence Day, everyone, as we celebrate the 238th birthday of our country. Along with Jeannie Curtis, I'm John Nelson. We're just a stone's throw from City Hall, maybe 50 yards west, at the corner of Pecan and Abram Street. This year's theme, Made in America, celebrating the ingenuity dedicated to the Arlington Historical Society. And Jeannie Curtis, this is one day a year that you can't wear enough red, white, or blue.
You just can't, John, and I'm so excited to see everyone out this morning. I don't think I've ever seen so many tents set up here, ready to go this morning, and I just love to see the boys and girls out here dressed in their red, white, and blue. They've got their necklaces on, their sparklers ready. They are just prepared for the 4th of July.
Celebrating ingenuity, and a lot of what was and is made in America will be depicted of the many entries and the floats you see over the next 2 hours. The Arlington Community Band, Priscilla Ash, is the vocalist, this morning's national anthem. Rick Baker is the conductor, the musical director. The 31st year, the 75-member band has provided the parade music on the steps of City Hall. In fact, they have 3 concert seasons, the fall, the winter, and the summer. 3,000 people are involved behind the scenes or either as a participants or a member of this year's 4th of July parade. It is the largest parade in the state of Texas and among the top 5 in the nation.
That's great. And I love hearing them sing the national anthem. It's just beautiful each time. Mm-hmm.
All in all, Jeannie, what a perfect day. 94 degrees it's expected to be. It was in the early or lower 90s last year. A couple of years ago, it reached 102. But all in all, the humidity is low and just an ideal Independence Day. In fact, if you're watching this, you may still have time to come down and catch some of this year's parade. Well, this year's Grand Marshal is Geraldine Mills, the director of the Fielder Museum and the leader of the Arlington Historical Society. Earlier this week, we had a chance to sit down and visit with Geraldine and get her thoughts about today. Well, Geraldine, how surprised were you when you were notified about being this year's Grand Marshal?
I was shocked and amazed, very humbled, but some people had hinted to me a little bit, you know, and I thought, I'm not saying anything to anybody until I hear from, is it June Owens? And I thought, I didn't want to tell my kids or anybody until I got that official announcement for her, but I was shocked.
And what about the reaction from your family and friends?
Oh, they were thrilled to death. They were tickled, you know, and I was too. Like I said, it's really a great honor. I would have never dreamed in a million years that I'd be Grand Marshal of the Arlington 4th of July Parade. It just wasn't in my plans or in my repertoire. I didn't think I would be, but I'm thrilled.
Geraldine, you follow a long list of impressive Grand Marshals.
That's
the Vandergrifts, Mayor Green, Mayor Robert Cluck, Nolan Ryan, the Joiners, and so on and so on.
Exactly when I thought I would never be a Grand Marshal. You know, all those names, you hear them and you think, oh my goodness, you know. It's amazing. It is really amazing. I said, and everybody that's been Grand Marshal, I think, has been deserving of it, and I'm going to try to be very deserving of it.
You're in good company.
Yes, very good company, very good company. I like the whole idea of it.
How far back do you go, either being a participant or just watching the 4th of July parade in this city?
I've lived on Center Street for almost 30 years now, on South Center, so it's my front yard has been a big meeting place for half my family and our friends that come to take part in the parade. And early on, my sister and I were in a really early 4th of July parade when we were like 12 and 13, or 12 and 14. She's 2 years older than me. I'll have to give her that. That just went straight down Abram Street. So it's been a big part of my life. And I really don't know that I've ever missed that many of them. Maybe 1 or 2, but I can't recall missing that many.
A parade watcher, a participant,
Yes.
now the Grand
Yes,
Marshal.
exactly.
Geraldine, talk about the plans for the Fielder House and how that will be enhanced for the citizens to really enjoy in the upcoming years.
Well, now that they finish up the renovations on the outside the middle of July, that's coming right along. They had to do some repairs on some of the brickwork, and it's going to give it such a new look. We've taken down some of the things that kind of detracted from the facade of the house, and it's going to be a really nice appearance, and landscaping will be different, and we're going to go in and continue on the inside so that by January next year we'll have some really fine things going on the inside. It's going to make the experience just a lot better. You know, we've had some the same gray carpet in there that's antique. We've had in there for 40 years, I think, and that'll be coming out, and we'll have new wood floors down, and we do the inside with the new cases and all of that. It's going to be a great experience.
You expect to have more tours from schools and those from out of town?
I think so. You know, we get a lot of tours now. It's mandated that 2nd grade do these tours, and in my mind, the 2nd grade's just a little bit young for it. But we get a lot of parochial schools and homeschoolers and private schools that do the tours now. And we get a lot that do both the Fielder House and the Knapp Heritage Park. But I think it will enhance the tours because we're just now beginning to get it set up where it's a really fine tour. I mean, it takes you right through a timeline.
And more people now know about the Arlington Historical Society in conjunction with the Fielder House.
Oh yeah, we've had more people stop by since the construction's been going on just to see if the house is for sale or what's going on. So it's already been a plus, you know, with the renovations.
Geraldine, the announcement of float winners and those that participate the parade and receive an award at Knapp Heritage Park, that's becoming a little bit more popular down through the years, more people being aware of that at 1 o'clock that afternoon. Why do you think that's so?
I think now they realize that it is a nice shady spot, and I think the ice cold watermelon has a lot to do with it. We serve the ice cold watermelon.
It can't hurt.
We've done lemonade and cookies, but you know, the cold watermelon really hits the spot. And it's nice and shady down there. I think more of them are coming. Before, I think they really weren't sure where it was or how they were going to participate, but now it's growing each year, and I said it's a lot of fun to have them down there.
Not to be braggadocious, Geraldine, but there are a lot of cities that want to be and Arlington want to be. You know, they're just not there yet as far as the history and the time that it takes to pull off a continuous parade for 49 years.
I know, it's amazing. It really is amazing. I said, I don't know of another town, you know, that even, of course, Fort Worth has a nice one, but I think ours is better. You know, I think ours is a lot better.
The revitalization of downtown Arlington is an ongoing process. The recent announcement about what's in store for Abram Street and in closing some lanes and doing away with a couple of lanes and enhancing the sidewalks and the parallel parking. How do you see that?
I wish it came all the way out to Fielder, but it doesn't. It starts at Cooper Street. It's a really nice asset. I said, I think it's going to make it a lot more people-friendly, and it's going to bring a lot more people downtown to stay downtown, not just to come down for a special event, but be able to walk around. And I think we need a few more shops. We're really coming up with the eating places and all. I think it's going to be an asset to downtown. It's going to have a nice look to it.
I can't think of a better way to get into the spirit than the night of the 3rd, the Light Up Arlington, which has been a success, which really does get you into that spirit.
It does. It's really nice. I said there's always a big crowd, good music, and that's what I like about the parade. I think the music all has to do with it. That gets you stirred up. The patriotic music, and they have a good band that plays down there. The community band plays all the wonderful Sousa songs and all of that. It's a great event, and the fireworks are spectacular. They got it down after that first one. It was kind of a, and now from now on it's been fabulous. So just really neat to watch.
Finally, Geraldine, for those that may be watching this for the first time, or maybe a parade participant for the first time, what do you want them to know about Arlington and the rich history it has, and it continues to just get better and better? But what would you like for them to take away about this outstanding city?
That we are a can-do town, and that we're a friendly town. I think we have great national and international venues like the Cowboy Stadium and the ballpark and things like that, but we still have, and we've got UTA that is really just growing, but it still has that hometown feel to it. It still has that can-do. You feel like you could come here and live and make yourself a place here. And I think that's the way it's always been. That's why it's grown like it has.
Geraldine, who's going to be in the car, and do you have a special wave?
Yes, I've got this one down. No, I got a more friendly one. No, my husband of 57 years and my best friend will be in the passenger seat. My youngest grandson, Shane Coulter Mills, will be with me, and my great-granddaughter, Liliana Montoya, will be riding with me. And we'll be standing up when we pass 507 South Center Street, because that's where my family will be. Yeah, we're going to have a good time.
Geraldine, congratulations, the honor most deserving, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much.
And Geraldine going to be very, very busy over the next 2 hours. Well, Jeannie Curtis has made her way down the parade route and is with some parade watchers this morning.
Well, John, as I told you, we have some early risers out here at this year's 4th of July parade. I'm here with the Ellis family. And tell us, what time did you guys get here this morning?
Well, my husband got here at 5 o'clock.
5 a.m. to save your seats. Yes. And who did you bring here today?
I have all my grandkids are here, and some friends, and my daughter and son and daughter-in-law, and lots of friends.
And you've brought some breakfast, I see. Is that a tradition?
Yes, donuts and coffee.
And are these all your grandkids?
All of these are my grandkids. One friend.
One friend. All right, do y'all want to tell us your names? No names?
I'm Carly.
Carly, where do you go to school, Carly?
Little
Elementary. Are you excited about this year's 4th of July parade?
Yes.
Let's see, your principal would be Miss Woodard?
Yes.
She's out here today somewhere. She told me she was coming. We'll have to keep an eye out for her and have her come see you.
So your mommy's a teacher there, too.
My mom's a teacher.
She does. What's her name?
Miss Cottle.
I bet she's an awesome teacher. Well, you tell her thank you for bringing you out here to this year's parade. Do we want to go find someone else that's been here early this morning? Let's go.
All right, Jeannie, you'll make your way, and I'm sure find a lot more parade watchers. Well, no successful event can't do without successful sponsors, in this 4th of July parade, no exception. This year's sponsors, the University of Texas at Arlington, the ArlingtonStarTelegram.com, Fox 4 Channel 27, the City of Arlington, the Arlington Independent School District, Westlake Ace Hardware, Health Arlington Memorial Hospital, and the AE Pesh Company Incorporated. As we said, over 3,000 involved in the parade. As for the total number itself, they expect close to 30 to 35,000 people that will line this 2.5-mile route. And Jeannie Curtis has caught up with some more early parade watchers.
Well, John, I found some more parade goers this morning down here, and I'm so excited about the Howell family because they haven't been coming for a couple years, and they're back. So what made you come back to the parade this year?
We have a 2-year-old, and it's his first parade, and he may not make it. We'll see.
It is getting a little warmer as the morning progresses.
We watched fireworks last night, and so he's a little bit worn out from the fireworks last night.
What's his name?
James.
James, we're excited to have you out at the parade today. You brought a furry friend with you over there, James. Can you show me your furry friend?
Say hi.
Hi, James.
Say hi.
Who's your doggy over there?
Worker.
He is ready for the 4th of July. He's got his doggy bandana on. He's ready to go. All right. Is this going to become a new tradition for the Howell family?
Yes.
All right, well, I expect to see you here next year. All right, I'll come find you. Thank you, guys. Back to you, John.
I think young James is a night owl. He's not quite with it just yet. A lot of people wearing this year's parade t-shirt, and what a nice design it is. Kate Holliday, a Lamar High School senior who has a real passion for art, designed this year's parade t-shirt. Her teacher is Ms. Reeder. Over 278 entries this year to find the perfect parade t-shirt design, and it really says it all. When you talk about made in America, what's more appropriate than the Louisville Slugger bat as Jeannie works her way across Abram Street. As you look at Abram Street this morning, it has been around since before 1900. At one time, it was State Highway 1. And the renovations and the redo makeover of Abram Street not that far away. A lot of awards, a grand prize trophy. The Mayor's Award winner is actually chosen at the assembly area at 7:30. It'll be pulled out of line and recognized in front of City Hall. The Spirit Award is now the Ruthie Jackson Spirit Award in honor of the longtime parade judge Ruthie Jackson, who passed away earlier this year. Judges are actually along the parade route and are kind of at random as they take notes. Of course, first, second, third place awards and the Director's Award. Okay, Jeannie, who do you have across the way?
Well, John, I found some family parade goers for us. We're out here. I'm out here with Robert now, and he's been coming to the parade for how long now?
Since 1980,
Since 1980.
when I come to Texas.
Well, what are some of your parade traditions with your family?
Well, we always try to find a spot right in here in the shade and just watch the parade.
Well, I was drawn to you guys because you're such a lively group over there. They were yelling and cheering.
Yeah.
They're ready to
Oh,
go.
yeah. Where do they get going?
Yes. Well, I see some young ones here. What schools are we at?
Pardon?
What school do you go to?
I don't know.
Trinity Valley. Okay.
These are all my nieces and nephews, and they got kids that I haven't met yet. So,
So you bring them all out.
right.
About how many come from your group?
Oh, probably about, 25 to 30 every year.
And you got some good food back here yet? Did you bring breakfast?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, you bring donuts.
Oh yeah, we always go to Shipley's and make our regular fuzzies.
Shipley's Donuts and Fuzzies. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming out the parade today. We'll see you later. Thank you.
Yeah,
Back
the
to you,
police
John.
color guard making their way, and we're just about ready to get started. This parade began back in 1966 with a few volunteers and an idea for a celebration. The Arlington United Church Women's President Dottie Lynn, Sundown President Weldon Kelleth, Ray Buckingham, Mayor Tom Vandergriff, Joe McCabe, all responsible for that early tradition. That first year included probably an entry of 50, a picnic at Randy Mill Park, a band concerts, and a fireworks show. Well, here is the police color guard established in 1986. They truly represent the citizens of Arlington. National colors at local, international events, and ceremonies to honor the fallen officers. I think the grandparent, Jeannie, had so many schools that he couldn't think of the school district numbers.
He couldn't, and he said he had some family members there that he had never met before.
Well, get acquainted.
Yes, that's what happens when you bring 25 people out here to the parade. I'm just excited to see him bring his whole family.
Before this morning is over, you may see the new city logo.
Well, I know that it's here on the fans, the free fans that were passing out from the city of Arlington. There we go.
America's Dream City, and there is the city of Arlington's new nice logo.
Well, and I believe that is the parade banner. The official 2014 parade banner is carried by members of the General Motors United Auto Workers Riding Team. The team also represents the General Motors Assembly Plant, and that is Brenda Husky, President, Ashley Crockett, Team Sweetheart, and Katie Zach, Junior Sweetheart up front. And this is the 26th year the GM United Auto Workers riding team has been in the parade. The rest of their members will be number 17 today.
And we are underway, and there is this year's Grand Marshal, Geraldine Mills, Executive Director at the Fielder House Museum, which celebrates its 100th anniversary next year. James Mills, grandson Shane, great-granddaughter Lalana Montoya.
Hey, happy 4th of July. She's not going to smile.
Well, there's the wave she promised.
Yeah, she's going to. Happy 4th of July.
And that's her grandson and great-granddaughter. They look excited to be here this morning.
And there is the Arlington Historical Society's entry. It's been around since before 1900. There's a butter churn, there's a wooden Maytag washing machine, some of the early American inventions.
Happy 4th of July.
The sewing machine is part of that.
Happy 4th.
Oh, and behind them we have our Wansigeen High School cheerleaders. They're national champs for 2012 and 2014.
Coached by Amy Bierman. We hear you.
Definitely the Wansigeen High School Starline Dance Team.
Now they're first this year, and by tradition they'll be the last band next year. They just move up among the 5 high schools and the 6th.
And it is starting to heat up here at the parade.
Yeah, a little toasty at
yes.
the media of Abram Street. And here is the Wansigeen Marching Band, directed by Mike Davis, Grady Niblo, and Andrew Hoskins. And the next time that band will perform, August 28th, as the Seguin Cougars open up the football season. That'll be a Thursday night at Wildman Field. They'll play West Mesquite.
And coming up next, oh, there's Dr. Robert Cluck, Mayor of Arlington. He is riding in style today, thanks to Vandergrift Chevrolet, loading us with these cool 2014 Chevy Camaros. Dr. Cluck has been mayor since 2003. And speaking of the mayor, here is the Mayor's Award float right there behind him. Tell us about that, John.
Well, there's the award winner, the Optimus Club of Arlington. It's been serving the youth of this city for over 60 years. They award scholarships to most deserving graduating seniors in AISD. They sponsor youth football and baseball programs. It's an all-volunteer organization, one of the largest Optimus clubs in the world, and is committed to bringing out the best in kids. Chuck Lawrence is the president.
Well, that was a beautiful float. And here is the Arlington Fire Department. These men and women are constantly training to maintain and improve their skills to save lives and property. The fire chief is Don Croson, who was a graduate of Sam Houston High School. And following them is the American Medical Response Team. Looks like coming right up.
Mayor Cluck about ready to get out of his car and award the Optimus Club this year's Mayor's Award Trophy. Got a little bit of a backup here. Don't need a rear end collision. I tell you what, the fire department and the police deserve a little bonus in their next paycheck for all that they had to do last night would light up Arlington. I mean, these streets are clean. You would have never known that thousands and thousands were here last night.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they deserve that bonus in their check just every day for what they do for our city and taking care of us and our students.
It is spotless.
Well, I wish my little boy was here to see these fire trucks. Those are some amazingly cool and very clean fire trucks.
You know, they don't make that loud engine roar that you had about 20 or 30 years ago.
They don't. They're almost silent. Well, there is the Optimist Club float, the Mayor's Award. They've put some work into that float.
And again, that was all announced at 7:30 this morning as they pulled entry number 89 out of line, and now they're at the top.
There we go.
And now we're getting back to almost full speed.
Well, and Tuesday, October 7th, 2014 is National Night Out. Have you ever celebrated National Night Out?
I did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's a fun time. My neighborhood celebrates that every year. And that's when residents are encouraged to turn on their porch lights and gather with their neighbors to show unity against criminal activity. And last year's event was the largest ever. It involved 37 million people in 15,000 communities from over 50 states, U.S. territories, and military bases. And that is the Citizens on Patrol. They're their cars.
The Arlington Animal Services and their adoption center.
Well, I just love their new mobile unit because it has everything you could ever ask for in there.
Hey,
to
they've
take
got
care
it
of your
better than
pet.
we do this morning inside. They're air conditioned.
They really do. They're air conditioned.
Alan Pierce driving the unit, made possible through the funds from Tomorrow Foundation. There's a great dog park behind the shelter also.
And there went the American Red Cross with more than 6,000 volunteers with the American Red Cross. They're always there whenever there is a natural or man-made disaster to help those in need. There are American Red Cross volunteers.
Every dollar helps to bring healing to someone suffering.
Absolutely. They do incredible work. Ah.
And the General Motors riding team. The United Auto Workers riding team representing the General Motors assembly plant that produces the American-made Chevy Suburban, the workhorse of many generations and example of American ingenuity. And if you were to continue east on Abrams Street, you would see the General Motors plant just before Highway 360, maybe 3 or 4 miles from here.
And we've been talking about Made in America. They're the American Miniature Horse Driving Club right behind them. Pulling the wagon. Oh, and of course after horses comes the street sweeper.
Yeah, that's the most valuable entry in the parade. There's your MVP right there.
Yep.
Congressman Joe Barton representing the 6th District of Texas for 30 years. Chairman Emeritus and the most senior Republican on the House Energy and Commerce Committee, which really has jurisdiction over commerce, trade, energy. He's a proud Aggie, graduated from Texas A&M in 1972, had a degree in industrial engineering, lives in Ennis. His son Jack riding with him today. Also has 3 other children and 5 grandchildren. Congressman Joe Barton.
Well, and behind him is Chris Turner, Texas State Representative. State Representative Turner serves the people of Arlington and Grand Prairie in District 101. And there he is, waving.
Politics and parade, they go hand in hand, do they not?
They really do. They really do.
I like that white Camaro.
See, that's why I appreciate hosting with you. You always know your cars.
That is as good as it gets.
and here's the Pantego Police.
Town of Pantego in West Arlington, established in 1949. The Pantego Police and Fire Departments, they're escorting Honorable Mayor Melody Paradise, Council Member Don Surratt, and also Council Member Fred Adair, along with the members of the Pantego Youth Leadership Council.
Well, and
I think
looks like they brought their
Pantego,
fire
Jeannie, if you
truck.
ever go down West Park Row, I think I counted 23 restaurants, either food establishment, which includes the donut shops. If you can't find a place to eat in Pantego,
Well, and they're really
you've run out of ideas.
They're really making a city effort to bring more business into Pantego, and they've really they have the nice entrance now.
Yeah,
headed down
nice
Park Row,
archway
and
right in front of
yes.
Brahms.
Well, the new Brahms. Remember when the Brahms was on the other side of the street?
They needed a new Brahms.
Yes.
In fact, a good milkshake wouldn't taste all that bad in a couple of hours. I know you're waiting for the AISD float. There's been some additions to that float, some people you know well.
Yes. Well, I'm excited for that float, and I love getting out there in the audience and meeting the crowd and the people. And I was just waving at some. I can see that the former principal of Mary Moore, Vivian Johnston, she just retired, but she just pulled in here and is looking for some of her students. It looks like she's here with her grandson.
The Chevys are coming. The Chevys are coming.
I can hear them.
Turquoise 1957 Bel Air. One has the post and one doesn't. No divider window unit on this one.
Hey!
The Lone Star Region Chevy VCCA. Elmer Anderson, the parade chairman. In fact, Elmer just recently finished restoring a 1938 Chevy. It's a sky blue, beautiful model. Got a Malibu 327. And from the mid-50s.
Fun cars to look at.
One of the early Bel Airs, either a 53 or a 54.
And we have our Isis and the Star Dancers. This dance studio has the largest belly dance studio in the United States. Founded in 1978, it is in Bedford. The Star Dancers have been performing at Scarborough Fair since its inception in 1981. And the types of dance styles they offer include Middle Eastern belly dance, hula, and tribal fusion. It's also home of the Drums of Isis, known as one of the largest active tabla or drum groups in the U.S. And they have about 350 members with performing companies who win numerous awards annually at both local and national events.
Well, they're drumming, they're walking, and they've got about a mile and a half to go.
Ooh.
And we'll see if that energy level is still there in about an hour and a half. I think it probably will be. I think they're in pretty good shape.
They're used to this.
Working on that tan.
There you go. Well, there's going to be some funny tan marks here. Pretty costumes.
And behind them, the Vietnamese Science and Cultural Association. They promote excellence in leadership and education, skills development through culture and science by encouraging multi-generational and cross-cultural collaborations. The organization fosters civic participation in the mainstream and Vietnamese America. And this is their first year in the parade.
Excited to have them. Here come the dragons. You know that costume's got to be hot.
Probably was at 6:30 this morning.
Well, they're a large group.
Well organized, and again the first year. Well, the fan is part of their makeup and most appropriate as they bow from the waist in front of us. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And here comes the Arlington Navy Mothers Club, founded by Emma Jones back in 1930. The entry depicts pictures of sons and daughters who were born and raised in the USA. The current local commander is Shelley Palmore Guidry. Now, we'll see if this happens. Johnny Saldivar, a Navy veteran, is surprising his parents because they really don't know he has returned home for his birthday, which is today. Maybe we'll be able to catch that surprise. This was arranged by his sister and Donna Darovich. Here are the Perrines. That's Clay driving their 1927 Chevy touring car, the 33rd consecutive year that members of 4 generations of the Perrine family have participated in their hometown parade. It just wouldn't be the 4th of July without the Perrines.
And here's the University of Texas at Arlington. UTA celebrates the power of education. The images represent students, staff, and faculty at UTA who make a difference through life-changing research, innovative teaching, and service to the community. Let's see.
And the UTA president is here, Dr. Kahari, his wife Lisa.
Yes.
The Mavericks. And their little Formula One entry.
Oh, there with the SAE oil. I just learned about that the other day.
I think of UTA, I think of Scott Cross, Darren Thomas, Jay Reese, John Sauerheg, Diane Seymour.
All right, here's our announcements. See if his parents are as excited as I would be.
And there is the surprise, Johnny Saldivar. And again, his parents did not know he would be home on his birthday.
What a great surprise. I have chills. What a great surprise.
Bow tie, bow tie, bow tie.
Oh, that's great. The Navy vet. And the hugs and the kisses.
Yes.
Right in front of City Hall. Hey, is this a 4th of July or what?
I bet she never expected that. And here is the Ulster Project. The Ulster Project Arlington is an international peace and leadership program, and each July the families of 16 Arlington teens host 16 teams from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Today's group includes 32 teens, their 4 adult counselors, and Ulster Project President Toby Gilman. There they are. They have been walking in that heat. They look like they're cooling off some and getting ready. We take a quick pause here.
If I had an extra bottle of water, I'd give it to them, but I think they've already gone through a couple of cases.
They're having a good time. They're pouring it on each other. All right, and who do we have next?
We have our second high school. Here come the Colts, the Arlington High School cheerleaders. And the mascot, Little Arlie. Colt kickers to follow.
They're the cheerleaders.
Colt Kickers, established back in 1969. There's little Arlie. "45 years the Colt Kickers have been celebrating the spirit, the pride, and the tradition." Jenny Hammock is the director. Elise Garcia Rusk is one of the officers. First Lieutenant Kyra Gaskell, Lieutenant Alana Austin, and Lieutenant Alina Garcia. Keep it kicking, Colts.
Some great school spirit for those Kickham Colts.
6 high schools in the AISD. And again, Arlington is second in this year's parade lineup. Colt Marching Band almost coming into view. Michael Haney is the director. Nathan Burham, Matt Olmstead, and Nathan Hervey. More than 200 strong. It has received top honors at various music festivals across the country, earning more than 20 sweepstakes award in the past 12 years. They've been here since the parade started back in 1966. Jennifer Young is the principal at Arlington High. The Fine Arts Director is Jeremy Earnhardt. Booster Club President Destina Rickard. Let's listen to the Arlington High School Colt Marching Band.
Well, John, they're pretty awesome. When can we hear them again?
They'll be in action on August 29th. That's a Friday night in Duncanville as the Colts open up the football season against the Panthers of Duncanville High. In fact, two-a-days, sorry athletes, but players, two-a-days not that far away.
No, it's not. Well, right there is the Arlington High School Alumni Association, and that association began in 1996. And I just want to recognize them. They've brought $100,000 to the school for student scholarships, grants, and teachers. You couldn't make it without booster clubs like that and organizations like that.
Yeah, that's the true backbone.
Yes, it really is.
The alumni band is also here. And there is the Arlington High School Alumni Band, founded 12 years ago, consisting of ex-band members from, classes 1957 through 2013. They play at several events throughout the year, continuing that spirit, pride, and tradition that is Arlington High.
They have a great showing out here today, and they've put some time into that train, that locomotive, for their float. I'll tell you, if you're going to be a band out here, that's the way to travel. Well, there are the Slow Spokes DFW Cruiser Club. The DFW Cruiser Club, founded by Dennis Kamstra and Gabrielle Farah, focuses on recreational bicycling and sharing the fun of the cruiser bike hobby with others. Cruiser-style bicycles include beach bikes, vintage bikes, rat rod bikes, custom bikes, muscle bikes. I didn't even know there were this many bikes. Wow! We believe it's important to actually ride the bicycles that they enjoy building, collecting, and restoring.
I like that. Slow Spokes.
Slow Spokes.
Knights of Columbus, they've been here every year. Fraternal Order of Catholic Men dedicated to the principles of unity, charity, fraternity, and patriotism. President George H. Bush Sr. recognized the Knights as one of his 1,000 points of light in recognition for their charitable works. Their works have exceeded, I'm told, over $150 million. 75 million volunteers and the hours in the last fraternal year. Father, thanks for the good weather today.
Absolutely.
Fred's underneath, but staying with a shot.
Oh.
And now has to dart to the right. Here's the bedroom shop, the 1928 Model A truck. The West Pioneer Parkway store has been in every parade. Udell and Pat Bell founded the bedroom shop. They don't just sell beds, they make them at their shop on West Pioneer Parkway.
Well, and there's the world famous Wheelie Wheelin' Elvi. This Daredevil mini motorcycle riders were formed in 1996, and every rider has been selected for his unique, death-defying stunt riding abilities. Due to the mental and physical strain of the performances, no rider is allowed to wear the signature white Elvis jumpsuit for more than a couple years. Because they're daredevils out there. I hope Frank doesn't get hurt.
They're all shook up. So they can't wear this signature white jumpsuit for more than a couple of years, or do they take it to the cleaners after today?
No, I think it's more a safety thing. Maybe they, after a couple years, you have to pass it on because you get too brave and too bold with your stunts.
I saw the King one year in the Astrodome before the white jumpsuit.
Well, now, how'd he get the good ride here?
He wasn't lonesome tonight, I guess.
And he's got the blue jumpsuit on. So that's the Wheelin' Elvi.
They kind of work it curb to curb and then right down the middle.
You know it must take them hours to do their hair each morning.
3 cans of hairspray for each Elvi.
All right.
SPJST, a fraternal insurance society chartered back in 1897. Their program, the youth program, formed in 1937. And you can check us out at spjst.org. This is Lodge 183, located on Pleasant Valley Lane, just off Cooper and Mayfield.
Well, and there's the Saucedo family. They're in a 1964 Mustang with 4 generations of Arlington residents who are members of the Saucedo family. Driving is 73-year-old Dave Lufus, and in his own car, the original owner.
Yeah, this is the 50th year of the pony car, and that's a sweet one right there, a 289.
All right, this is my favorite right here.
Okay, you take it.
Yes, this one-room schoolhouse is AISD Superintendent Dr. Marcelo Cavazos. See if he's on that float there. Board members and their families are up there. I see future Father Bowie Hogg, John Hibbs, Aaron Wright. There's Aaron's wife. Looks like John Hibbs has his wife, who used to host the AISD conversation television show. And did you know that Arlington ISD is the 11th largest school district in Texas?
I know it employs how many thousands?
Almost 8,000. Almost 8,000 employees and over 63,000 students, and we have 74 schools. And the float that they constructed is 2004 by the AISD Maintenance and Operations Department, and it won the Director's Award in 2004 and in 2005. And
May win another award today.
it just might. I hope so. I hope so. They had some patriotic spirit there. And it looks like every year they add a little something to the float to make it better and better each year.
Well, here's the native revision. They won last year's Spirit Award. You're going to see this huge bear claw drum. They showcase the world famous Navajo Code Talkers. Some of the 40 of the all-star football players will be showcased at UTA's Maverick Stadium tomorrow night. Now let's see, that is about the most colorful red, white, and blue get-up I've seen so far.
They are wearing flags below. There you go.
Flag pants.
They're going to Zumba through this parade. Well, this entry celebrates the American ingenuity of Thomas Edison for his bright idea, the light bulb, and reminds us that Zumba is a bright idea in the battle against obesity, the epidemic of obesity in the U.S., with Leticia Garcia and Maria Cartolone, Moses Sanchez, a U.S. Marine and hero, showing their Made in America. Have you ever Zumba'd before?
I haven't. I have not.
It's fun stuff.
Stars and stripes.
Yes, fun stuff. There they go, the Zumba fitness.
Hey, I have enough problem just getting down the sidewalk sometimes. I don't know if I could attempt that just yet. The Fofo Parts, entry number 45. Locally owned company that makes custom Jeep parts, including the front and rear bumpers of the Jeeps. Company started some 3 years ago.
Well, and here's Moms Across America. It's a national coalition of unstoppable moms for empowered moms and healthy kids. They tend to Victory Garden to raise awareness. They grow solutions and provide GMO-free foods. That's genetically modified organism-free food for the family table.
And here are the Mini Coopers of Arlington. This little caravan features the Mini Cooper S, the Mini Countryman, and the Mini Coupe in honor of the red, white, and blue. Hey, if the Wheeling Elvis can kind of work it, so can these Mini Coopers.
There you go.
I see a lot of those around town. Very popular car.
I think my purse is bigger than that car. I don't think I can get my purse in that car.
Good for short distances.
Yes.
And the Korean War Veterans of Arlington, Walton Walker chapter.
This is their 61st anniversary of the end of the Korean War. Riding in that Jeep is the president of the National Association of the Korean War Veterans, Larry Kinyard, and past president Bill McSwain, and president of the Walton H. Walker local chapter, Jim Whitmore.
Ken Dillard of Arlington also on the floats. What do we have here? We're going back in time.
We are.
Groovy Goods. The electric guitar, a 1931 American invention, is the theme of this entry from Groovy Goods. Their 1978 VW hippie bus features a psychedelic paint job and a tie-dyed entourage with local musician Alan Rice of Funky Town Roots Studio providing the 60s rock music. Elaine Byrne is the store owner.
And behind Groovy Goods is the Arlington Board of Realtors. They've been a corporate sponsor of or have participated in parades since 1996. And the Arlington Board of Realtors float shows homeowners ready to sell their American-made home, begging the question, where else but America can you be proud owners of beautiful homes and the minerals that are underneath that land? America leads the world in home ownership, and the Arlington Board of Realtors is a trade association of more than 1,600 real estate professionals and local business members. The 2014 chairman of the board of the Arlington Board of Realtors is Rod McDonald. The association also has a charitable foundation, the Arlington Board of Realtors Community Service Foundation, that supports the community through assisting those in our community that can't help themselves by rehabbing exteriors of homes, volunteer work, and scholarships.
Still Brothers and Associates Realtors. These two groups may make a lot of lot sales before they finish.
Absolutely.
Again, 130 entries in this year's parade. This is entry number 51. Still Brothers and Associates Realtors, all decked out in almost solid red. Little green trim.
They've got a great float there, celebrating freedom.
The Kissel antique vehicle, a 1931 Ford Model A, owned and driven by William Kissel. Henry Ford's All-Star Salute to the USA. The original cost of that car was $700.
Well, and here's the Arlington Mayor's Committee on People with Disabilities. This is their first time in the parade, and this entry is the Push America Journey of Hope team. These Phi Kappa Phi fraternity members ride cross-country from San Francisco to Washington, D.C. for disability awareness. This is the 18th year this team is being hosted by the Arlington's Mayor Committee on People with Disabilities. There they are. That's a long way to ride.
That's a lot of tires.
Certainly is.
American Patriots Paws Service Dogs, a nonprofit organization in Rockwall. They train and provide service dogs of the highest quality at no cost for disabled American veterans nationwide. Patriot Paws program addresses a number of needs in the community. Rescue and shelter dogs are they're kind of given a new lease on life, and it will help to change people's lives.
Well, and number 55 is the First Christian Church. Disciples of Christ was established in 1892, making it one of the oldest churches in Arlington. They're depicting our theme by driving great examples of American manufacturing. What kind of cars are those there? Let's see that.
Well, I've got my eyes on this 58 Corvette right there. Christian Classic Cruisers. The vintage Corvette as we move up to the 2000s.
Well, that motor coach doesn't look vintage.
No, it's been around for a while.
That's Dan Dipert. Tours and Coaches. They've been family owned and operated since 1972.
I know still one of their most popular tours is the Fall Foliage Tour they take in late September.
Where does it go?
Goes to Connecticut, a little bit of Vermont and upstate New York, and I believe some of the Canadian border.
Well, and there they are, the Bowie High School cheerleaders. They're coached by Rachel Luckett, Carrie Ellis, and Crystal Williams.
Our third of 6 high schools. And the dance team, the drill team, the 2014-2015 award-winning Bowie Bells. Under the direction of Takira Linson and Kristen Diggs. And there they are.
I wonder if they're going to perform for us along the route.
I got a feeling they probably will here in about
There you go.
20 or 30 feet. Now, Bowie opens up the football season on a Friday night, August 29th, against Jesuit at Wildman. And, Jeannie, that's homecoming. Now, that is early, August 29th for homecoming.
Well, that's the first week of school. That doesn't give you a whole lot of time to get your mums made.
No, it doesn't.
No.
And here's the spirit of the volunteer band under the direction of Romaldo Solis, performing Main Street America, a tribute to all military personnel. Go Vols!
Advocates for Special People operates a 3-day habilitation program in Arlington for intellectually disabled adults, providing socialization and recreation, and also provides athletic programs under the name of Arlington Eagles, who participate year-round in Special Olympic events.
Got a decorated Army truck, 10 walkers carrying the banner, and about 4 or 5 bicyclists.
And Christian Classic Cruisers.
I believe they were later in the parade route, but moved up a couple of spots.
Who do we have there?
Well, I know that they have at least 75 families. Wayne and Wanda Kloffenstein in a 1948 Chevy cab-over flatbed. Christian Classic Cruisers. Money's raised through their 8 car shows. It's held every third Saturday night from March to October except August.
They have a passion for cars and trucks and a value commitment to Jesus Christ and a desire to provide Christmas to those deserving children that might not have a Christmas without the funds and the toys provided by the club. Monies are raised through 8 car shows at the Birdville ISD Athletic Complex on Precinct Line Road and Highway 26 every third Saturday night from March to October except for August. I guess it's too hot in August.
That's the only time they don't get together. There's Al's Hamburgers. If Arlington had a Cheers location, that would be it. Owner Al Matthews promoted to heaven this year. Al's Hamburgers and Friends. He's working that kitchen in the sky. Well, we got them all. We got Lincolns, Mustangs, Cadillacs, Chevys.
Well, the Christian Classic Cruisers meet each week on Wednesdays at Al's Hamburgers.
Al drove one of those Fords across the USA in the Great Race 4 or 5 times.
Well, and here is, I think we just passed the sons and daughters of the American Revolution. And that little red Corvette right there is the Arlington Grandmothers Club. What kind of car is that? BMW.
Yeah, a Beamer.
It's a Beamer.
Local president's Grace DeBrick. And the Viridian Station number 17. We'll see their fire truck. YMCA, Arlington Father-Child Program.
Happy 4th, everybody!
A family-friendly program for children ages 3 through 14. Contact your local Y and join. There's lots of things to do.
And the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, 75 years strong, this branch of the Coast Guard provides public education boat safety inspections and patrols on lakes.
In need of some water.
Well, they do cover Joe Pool Lake and Lake Arlington.
Hey, there's a big lake about 8 miles to the west. Can't miss it. Tarrant County College Southeast Campus celebrating American ingenuity with a train pulling an oil derrick. That's in honor of the first commercially drilled oil well called the Drake Oil Well.
They are happy to be with us today. Tarrant County College Southeast Campus.
NWF Building Smith LLC, 1946 Jeep, conceived and made in America. And again, that is this year's theme, celebrating ingenuity.
Well, and here's Arlington Sunrise Rotary. You have to get early to participate in the Sunrise Rotary, but it's worth it. The 27-year-old club meets every Friday at 6:50 a.m. at Rolling Hills Country Club.
When? What time?
I know, 6:50 a.m. These members have built and maintained Dunlop Park Playground, constructed trails at Crystal Canyon, and display and pick up almost 1,000 United States flags on holidays and fundraisers.
Rolling Hills, they've got a new clubhouse. Renovation of that golf course took about a year and a half. Christian Motorcycle Association Fisherman Chapter, founded 35 years ago. Their mission to bring the word of Jesus Christ to the biking community around the world with a Harley, an unusual witnessing tool. The mighty Harley, naturally made in America. You know, Harley Davidson has introduced the first electric motorcycle. It's not in production, but it'll go from 0 to 60 in 4 seconds.
Didn't know that. They've got a live band on the back of their clone. Well, and here comes the Valley Neighborhood Association. It's American ingenuity that establishes the neighborhood association. On board the Valley Neighborhood Association is World War II Army Air Force veteran. Oh wait, see that Spider-Man guy? Yeah.
And good morning to.
That's mine.
Is that yours?
That was my son, yes, in the Spider-Man outfit. He had a 4th of July outfit, but I think there was a struggle this morning getting ready.
What was the theme for that? Just whatever?
Yeah, pretty much. When you're 4, it's whatever you're willing to put on. But here is the Valley Neighborhood Association and World War II Army Air Force veteran Joe Cottle in a Jaguar there. Behind him is Desert Shield Air Force vet Brim Carey. Thank you, men, for your service. Well, I see some dancing going on here, John. It looks like more Zumba. What do we got?
Well, it's the Mind and Body Soul Dance Studio. They have classes 7 days a week. They don't take a day off. All ages, all fitness levels, located at 1525B South Cooper.
Well, this is the American Dream Pageant, American Renaissance Pageant, Jane McAllister, and the Miss Women American. Representing the pageant is Arlington's very own Jane McAllister, the reigning Miss Women American Dream. The pageant is open to women of all ages that want to better themselves through community service and personal growth.
Here's Runt, We Ride Unicycles of North Texas.
But do they ride them in an Elvi costume?
In the off hours. Can't always go back to skateboarding and motorcycling if you're not good enough to ride a unicycle. I have a hard enough time just operating a four-wheel vehicle, much less watching these. And these are athletes.
Yes, they are.
That's pretty hard to do.
Well, I know their association has, I mean, as soon as you can walk, you can ride a unicycle. I'm always amazed to see the kids that can ride these.
Runt started by a grandfather and grandson to have a real passion for riding the one wheel. Okay, I see the Texans as Sam Houston High School cheerleaders. They've been involved in the 4th of July parade since it started back in 1966. The Texan pride is alive and well.
Nope, do not put this on TV. Happy 4th! Happy 4th of July!
The Texans are directed by Catherine Quarry and Betty Hernandez.
Well, and the cheerleaders are coached by varsity coach Jeanette Creamer and JV freshman coach Rebecca Flegger.
Sam opened its doors back in 1963. Sam Houston opens the football season on a Saturday this year, August 30th. Anthony Chris will play Manor High School in Manor. And here's the Sam Houston Texan Marching Band, directed by Jeff Barge, Jillian Timms, and Jesus Martinez. Our 4th of 6 bands. Let's see what they bring to the table this morning. The Sam Houston Texan Marching Band. And here's the Sam Houston Alumni Association. That flag is 20 by 30 feet.
Let's see if Spence is going to go under it or beside it.
I think he'll step to the right. Today's float is in honor of the school's 50th anniversary. The Sam Houston High School Alumni Association. The alumni president is Bob Callis, a good friend of ours. The spirit, the pride, and the tradition of all Texans.
And they they are going to go right over Spence.
Their fight song is "It's a Grand Old Flag." Well, they are. He is under. There's the Lone Star State.
Thanks for the great shot there, Spence.
Was in the shade and now needs sunglasses.
Well, and here's the Sam Houston High School class of 1975. They keep Sam's spirit alive. Most members of the class of 75 are actively involved with the Sam Houston High School Alumni Association, supporting the Sam Houston school, students, faculty, and community.
Celebrating 50 years of ingenuity. It was Arlington, it was Sam, and Lamar became the third high school.
Well, and Sam's football coach just had a big win, didn't he? We honored him with several wins here in a row, didn't we?
Yes, he did, and can't remember when that took place, but yeah, he did receive an award. First Church of the Nazarenes, celebrating the American ingenuity that resulted in making of the radio flyer, the little red wagon that's been made in America since 1917. Well, that's been a fixture in driveways and yards and hearts for a lot of generations. Enjoying today's ride are children and former children celebrating the ingenuity of Antonio Passon and his contribution to our lives with his little red wagon.
And the Sons of Confederate Veterans, Colonel Middleton Tate Johnson Camp, number 1648. Members of this international organization honor their ancestors who fought in the war between the states. It was founded in 1896 by veterans of the Confederacy to perpetuate their ideals of honor, courage, and loyalty among their descendants. They have camps around the world, and Arlington is represented by Camp Middleton Tate Johnson, a former Texas Ranger.
Girl Scout Troop 1606. It's 7 members. And they may be small in number, but big in spirit today. The Arlington Girls Softball Association, the premier softball league in this city. Their home field is revamped Vandergrift Park. AGSA, they host a lot of girls tournaments throughout the year.
They start as early as age 4.
Go all the way to high school.
And Arlington Today, stories that remind you of why you love to live in Arlington and the heartbeat of this new magazine. Today, that features news about the people and places you know. Today, it reminds that freedom of the press was one of the goals of our founding fathers. Recent covers of the magazine are featured and on board, published by Judy Rapay. And they are at press if you didn't know it. There they are, Arlington Today.
John Radigan on the back. Yale Youngblood, Richard Green, Judy Rapay. And the Green family. Former Arlington Mayor Richard Green, his son Brian, 1930 Ford Model A.
Well, and there's the American Heritage Girls, Troop 1221, a nonprofit organization dedicated to building women of integrity through service to God, family, community, and country. Joined by Trail Life USA Troop 1221, a Christian adventure, character, and leadership program.
And they meet at Grace Covenant Church here in Arlington.
The cutie ready for the 4th of July.
Still seeing a lot of that new logo that the city, the new brand, American Dream City. Handed out some fans earlier this morning. St. Maria Grady Catholic School. They're here. And here's a moment in time.
That's Arlington's newest party venue, located on Main Street here in the heart of downtown. They offer princess dress-up tea parties for little girls, as well as a special place to host any event, including bridal showers and baby showers.
Their store's not 100 yards from here. Peace officers of Texas.
How you doing?
And the Arlington Conservation Council.
For decades, they've been promoting environmental education and a sustainable lifestyle for the good of Arlington, the country, and the planet. ACC celebrates people who reuse, reduce, and recycle to conserve our natural resources. As in the past, the ACC float is made entirely of recycled materials and is 100% recyclable. Beautiful float, too.
Is it the Ark?
Wow, it looks like the Ark. It's the Mansfield Sand and Select. It's a 1995 school bus converted to a ship. The idea was conceived by Dennis Brown and Scott Meek. It was built with recycled fence panels and milled wood from trees cleared from job sites in Mansfield and Arlington. Mansfield Sand employees spent free afternoons for 3 months building that ship.
Wow, from land to sea.
Yes.
It's pretty nifty. Army Jeep, also with the Mansfield Sand and Select entry.
And the Arlington Cheer Legend. They're an all-star cheerleading program that encourages positive representation among the youth of today. Cheer Legend has partnered with the City of Arlington for more than 4 years in teaching cheerleading to young participants through the city's basketball program. And they've placed first at a lot of competitions, including Spirit Celebration, United Cheer, and Cheer Sport. The group's motto is Spirit to Win, the Will to Succeed.
Got a good basketball program at Arlington Cheer Legend. Step by step, been educating kids and adults for all ages in dance since 1984.
Lots of dance teams today. Step by Step Dance Studio is an important thread in the fabric that makes Arlington special. Step teams are getting bigger and bigger in AISD. We have them as young as our elementary levels. Piercy Elementary took home some trophies this year for their step team.
DFW International Airport Public Safety, police officers, firefighters, and security personnel, and the staff of the Department of Public Safety at DFW International Airport. Their department Corvette, a Jeep used for the perimeter patrol. Got several members from the U.S. Navy Coastal Riverine Squadron 1. Wow.
They've got current police officers, firefighters, and security officers. And there's the 36th Infantry Division, Infantry World War II reenactment. During World War II, Americans from all walks of life united to stand together for freedom and to defend the United States of America. The 36th Infantry Division, Company C, reenacted is a family-focused unit that strives to portray the average American soldier and civilian in World War II.
The Flying Fish, located not too far from here on Abrams Street, home to the largest Billy Bass Adoption Center. Hey, if you have a bass to bring, they'll adopt it. Catfish, shrimp, oysters, and more.
Do you have a bass hanging around at home to bring on up there?
Yeah, a few of them.
Flying Fish.
Mid-City's Arlington Swimming feature all age groups of swimmers. Coach Brian Dangelmeyer is the head coach. The organization has over 400 plus swimmers from 5 years old through 18. They attend meets all across the Metroplex and as far as Hawaii. And their float depicting the swimmers during swim practice.
Clever.
How about that?
All right, and here's Arlington Mustangs, comprised of special need individuals aged 14 and older who enjoy each other's company through social activities. They remind us that even the medals their Special Olympians have earned were made in America. The Arlington Mustangs.
Well, here's something made in America. There's always joy at the Hoop Shack. American ingenuity at the Whammo Toy Company that started all that back in 1958. The Hoop Shack, the only hoop fitness warehouse in Texas.
Jerry McNeese is the hoop instructor and founder of Around Joy at the Hoop Shack and the only hoop fitness warehouse in Texas.
All right, here's a school not far from Miller Elementary. You know
Not
it
at
well.
all. I do know it well. Here we go. I can see those Martin High School cheerleaders coming. And if you didn't know, this strong competitive cheer team, Martin High School cheerleaders, they plan to take home the National Cheerleaders Association Championship trophy for the 14-15 school year. Winning this championship would be the 32nd championship win in the history of Martin High School.
There's that rockin' Red M. Martin Sun Dancers under the direction of Ashley Gaither. Sun Dancers, how appropriate for today. Martin opens up the football season. Bob Wager on Friday, August 29th in DeSoto against the Eagles.
Martin has 10 schools in their network, and we call ourselves the Power of 10.
Oh, the band, the cheerleaders, the drill team, they all work just as hard as the football team through the calendar year.
And I can hear that Warrior
Yeah,
band.
Here they are, David Carbone, Dustin Schultz, Brad McCann, and Adam Jatho. The Martin High School Marching Band. I bet some of the afternoons in the fall, Jeannie, from your office, you can hear that band as they practice.
I can. I enjoy it.
Here they are.
Marlene Roddy is the principal over at Martin High School, and I know she is proud of her band as well as her school. They're doing a fantastic job.
By the way, before we forget it, we've got to acknowledge and thank the president of the Arlington 4th of July Association, June Owens. Roxanne Fallman is the vice principal. The treasurer, Dee Schilling. Mac McKee is the secretary. Robert Miles, Dee Schilling, and Jenny Waldrop, the directors. And here is DS Restaurants This entry from our friends at the Candlelight Inn in Pantego Bay. Candlelight reopened a couple of months ago. It's been an Arlington icon for years. Pantego Bay is the Gulf Coast Cafe. And if you go to Candlelight Inn, Jeannie, and you get a booth, they still have the jukeboxes.
Huh. Do I need quarters?
I don't think it's even that much.
Oh. And behind them is Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. They've got a 1952 Chrysler with staff from Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa, located in Lincoln Square between Boomer Jacks and Steinmart. There is that 1952 Chrysler.
Texas Health Arlington Memorial Auxiliary. Their float illustrates the spirit of 1776. That's all about the superior air power of today, with 4 simulated aircraft flying straight up into typical Thunderbird or Blue Angel formation. Last year, the auxiliary members volunteered over 50,000 hours, worth over $1 million to the hospital.
All right, and here's entry 112 Skillet Grill on a 5-ton military truck, a Haskell cargo truck. Owner is Kevin Eltium driving this truck.
Got a nice round of applause. They're
Yes.
pretty popular. Entry number 113, Craig Real Estate. Proud to live on the land of the free and the home of the brave. They're driving 2 Kia Hamsters, decorated in today's fashionable colors of red, white, and blue. Residential, commercial, new home leasing, and property valuation.
Did you ever think we'd have a car known as the Hamster?
No, I did not. That would have been way down the list.
Oh, and here come the Mansfield Pickle Queens. The Mansfield Pickle Queens. The Pickle Queen reigns over the world's only St. Patty's Pickle Parade and Palooza in Mansfield, which, by the way, is the pickle capital of Texas. This group of audacious, well-pickled women love their children, a good margarita, and their community. They, along with their pickle protectors and pickle posse, invite you to the world's only St. Patty's Pickle Parade and Palooza on March 14th, 2015.
How you doing? Everything kosher?
You've been waiting all day to say that, haven't you?
I have. I wrote it down last night.
And there are the Metroplex Atheist, nonprofit educational organization dedicated to informing members and the public about the intellectual validity and social values of atheism. Today, 1 out of 5 Americans is a non-believer. He's got one of those morph suits on. Well, I hate to come back to Martin, but you know my little prejudice. You didn't tell me when that game starts. The Martin High School, when's their first game?
Martin's on a Friday night, August 29th in DeSoto. Mission Arlington, Mission Metroplex. 1952 Oldsmobile, one method of transportation they have. John Couch is driving.
Well, and there's Camp Gladiator, an outdoor fitness program with over 200 locations just in DFW. Its program is for all fitness levels, and they say it's challenging and fun. They're a community that loves spending time together and getting fit together. So drop on by any location and work out for free.
William Jewell, a fully restored 1930 Franklin Club sedan. William Jewell behind the wheel. Made in America 84 years ago.
Well, and here is Fiesta Mart. A reminder to me that I need to go grocery shopping after this.
Well, you've got a couple of hours on July 4th.
Fiesta Mart, and There they are, wearing their I Love Fiesta t-shirts and their parrot mascot. Do you have a Fiesta marked by you?
A couple miles, yeah, to the east. About 9 different kinds of picante sauce you can find there. Here's the Boys and Girls Clubs of Arlington. Miss Cinderella is here this morning. Also the Youth of the Year, Joseph Sands. Organization committed to providing great futures for our community youth.
And the Miss Cinderella this year is Caroline Quinn.
Tony McCura, 2014 Mustang convertible. We're just about to the end of the parade. Not too many entries to go.
Well, and this is the prom closet. Made in American, custom designed dune buggy from the Prom Closet, a nonprofit organization that collects and distributes prom clothes and accessories for girls who would otherwise not be able to attend their high school proms in style. There they are waving, and right up there
Happy 4th of July!
in their prom dresses.
It doesn't have to be April or May. Prom season right now on Abram Street.
There it is. Ooh, and that dune buggy.
Arlington Sunrise Rotary Club. They meet every Tuesday night at Jay Gilligan's, 5:30.
Well, they're the Sunset Rotary Club. They meet at 5:30 p.m. and the sunrise was earlier. They're a, what were they, 6:50?
You can catch them all. Take a nap and head down to Jay Gilligan's.
Here's Todd Batiste. His Model A is fully restored to original condition. The car sold for $395 when it was new.
Tarrant County Commissioner Andy Wynn, David Woodruff, Constable and County Tax Assessor Ron Wright here this morning. Saw David earlier this morning in front of City Hall.
Happy 4th!
Former Lamar Viking.
Happy 4th!
Now this is kind of something neat, Jeannie, around Christmas time, the Chris Kendall Market next to Globe Life Park. Late November to mid-December.
The market celebrates the partnership with Rottenberg and Tauber, Germany.
Yeah, it's Christmas time here.
Still coming. I attended that this year. It was a good time.
Christmas spirit. The Lamar High School cheerleaders, VFND Viking Fight Never Dies. On the direction of Kathy Daly, Colleen Bryant, and Stacy Keno, the Vi Queens. Cheerleaders, the Vi Queens. The grand champion Lamar Vi Queens. Lori Wood Smith is the director. Vera Pilati, the assistant director, and trainer Jay Evans. Vi Queens would like to thank the Booster Club and 3D1 Design for their assistance in today's parade, our final high school band of the morning.
Well, remind me again, how did they get the last place in the parade? They were first last year?
They were towards the beginning of the parade. And here is the Lamar High School Marching Band under the direction of Dennis Lang, Kerry Burham, and Matt Bibb. They'll next perform on Friday, August 29th at Cravens Field as the Vikings play the Rebels of Richland.
Lots of football games that first week of school.
It comes in a hurry.
And there are the Lamar High School cheerleaders. Viking fight never dies.
Yeah, they just kind of flip-flop there. I knew I saw them earlier.
You did. Under the direction of Kathy Daly, Colleen Bryant, and Stacy Keno. They're ready to show off their school spirit there.
Refer to that sometimes as the North Star of our high school. Well, there's the lineup crew, Kevin Donovan and the parade crew. And again, next year will be the 50th anniversary. Big plans already in place. The crew does a great job, the committee, all the sponsors, coordinators, judges. And this parade is over. This went by in a flash.
It really did, really did. It went by quickly, but was a great parade and ended at the perfect time before it got too hot for us this morning.
Well, this is always a reminder, everything that we hold precious started back in 1776, and I think it's incumbent upon us every year, Jeannie, to remind everyone and really think about that freedom isn't free. We saw every branch of the military represented, and it always leaves you with that thought. At least it does me every year.
Absolutely. And I'm also just appreciative for our film crew out here and everyone behind the scenes that helps air this to those that couldn't make it out today.
Have a good rest of the summer. There's not much of it left, is there?
Not much, not much. You doing anything special the rest of the day?
Just kind of cooking out and just kind of watching a few ball games and typical July 4th.
There you go.
I want to thank our hard-working production crew headed by Mr. Spence over here. He's in the shade right now, Mackenzie and Anna, and all those that helped out, well, actually from last year. This doesn't happen overnight. A lot of planning and a lot of coordination, and it all comes off perfect every year.
Yes, and we're excited to come back to you next year, and hopefully you'll get to see John and I in high definition.
All right, have a safe and happy rest of today. We'll see you next year.
Happy 4th of July.